Hello everyone, my name is ArcaneAlice and welcome to WhimsyCraft. This is another episode full of, I think you see a little bee back there? He was trying to get in on the camera action. This is going to be an episode full of fun. We're going to start off right where we left last time and we're going to finish up with this little bee area over here. So we were talking in the last episode about doing a little entrance right back here behind the tree. And this will lead us down to the area that we're collecting all the honey for the honey farm. Now the overall design that I want to go for this is kind of like a rabbit hole where the tree root is surrounding the hole that's going into the ground, and then you kind of go down in there, kind of like Alice in Wonderland. Every time I look, they're staring at me. They're so adorable. Alright, well, this is going to be a distraction. So I've already got some blocks here, and what we're going to do is we're just going to start throwing some blocks down, right? We're just going to place them. What I want to do is follow this root line. So when I built the tree, I intentionally put roots kind of going everywhere because this is a big tree, right? I mean, to not see roots, well, that just wouldn't make any sense. So what I would like to do is kind of follow this line. I think what I'll do, let's do this. Let's just throw some blocks here. I know I'm going to want it there. And you know what? Let's move some stuff around. Okay, let's hop down and look at it and see where we want this to go. I don't want it to, I want to have a little bit of room to come in, right? So we want to come out this way. I don't want to go any further in, so we'll go ahead and take these. I moved my shovel on purpose and I still missed my click. Okay. There's something like that there. Yeah, that's not too bad. I kind of like the way that that's looking. Alright, so what I want to do now is just kind of remove some of this top layer. And then we'll replace it with the wood, and then we'll build up a little bit to make this root look a little bit more round. Okay, and I think we have what I would call a root coming off the side of this tree. So now what we've got to do is start working on this entrance here. And the first thing we need to do is shave it down a little bit because the root did come down into the cave a little bit here. So let's go ahead and mine out a few of these blocks and get on down to that cave. Okay, well we've got our entrance dug out. Now we've got to start placing some blocks and kind of add some detail in here. Now I've brought a variety of blocks just to kind of go through that would be basic blocks that you would do in a build like this. So what I'm going to do is kind of just go ahead and place in all the stair blocks and get kind of the floor put in. And then we'll come back and decorate in the walls and then we'll be done, right? It's never that easy. Alright, now that we have a path down here, we need to work on these walls, because they don't really look like cave walls. They just look like walls. So let's see what we can do to fix that. Alright, well some time has passed since that last clip, and as you can see, some things may have changed. Well, first of all, as you can see, the cave is finished. Also, I've been doing some work to upgrade all of my gear. We now have all of our gear upgraded to netherite, so we should be pretty good. I say that, but I actually lost this entire set other than the boots yesterday, and then I had to go back and redo it all, so well, maybe we'll be good this time. Alright, well let's go ahead and take a look at the cave. I've added a lot of detail to the walls and to the ceilings as well. By using the roots and the weeping vines, you really feel like you're down here in a cave, and underneath the tree, almost like the roots are kind of popping through. Now as we head on down, it's pretty much the same palette all the way through. And I do need to clip all these and maybe string them just so they don't keep growing like this. But that looks a lot better. And right down here we have the storage system to collect all of our honey, which we have quite a bit. Even all these shulkers are completely full of honey. Now as for the exit on the other side, all I did really was just bring it out and then just stop it right here. As for this area, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do, but we're going to do something in the future, just not right now. Right now, we need to head to the shopping district because, well, the egg hunt is officially over. So now let's head back in time because the egg hunt for Scan ended a couple days ago, and well, we had to go turn in our bundle. So let's take a look at just how that turned out. Alright, here we are at Scan's egg hunt, and well, it's time to turn in our bundle. So let's see how everybody else did. It looks like YMG's the only one that's turned any in so far, and we definitely didn't beat him. We're just gonna throw ours over here. We got 17, which honestly is not bad for all the building that we've been doing lately. But that's okay, we had fun doing it, and really, that's all that matters. It's just to have a little bit of fun while we're playing with friends. Well, hello there, and welcome back. So, it looks like we might not do too well in the egg hunt. But you know what? Like I said, that's okay, we had fun, and really, that's all that matters. So now I think what we need to do is shift our focus, and we need to work on a couple issues. Well, not really issues per se, but gaps. Gaps in some of our builds. And what better way to bridge some gaps? Well, is with some bridges. That's what we're getting ready to do, is build a couple bridges in Whimsy. We've got the one over here that has to lead to Hobbit HQ that exits our little area. And then we have one in the shopping district that ends at that path that we finished that went through the mountain. So I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and start right here at our base, and then we'll head on over there and I'll kind of talk about that one and then we'll get started on it. And I'm really excited about these bridges because I got into a creative world and I just started playing with them. And you know what? I think what I made is really going to fit in really well here. And then that'll lead us to the next project that we have in the future, which is clearing all this out to make a path for Hobbit HQ. Well, there you go, that's one of the bridges completed. Now we need to start working on the other bridge. But first, let's take a look at what we've got going on here. So I've added some leaves, and it's basically like, it's a normal bridge design. I mean, there's like 1,000 ways to build a bridge, and they're all pretty much the same in this size. Now if it was on a much larger scale, which the other bridge is, you can definitely play a little bit more with the design. But for something like this, I think this works really well. And I've kind of worked this color palette into the build as you go around. Like we have the fences over there that match what we got going on here. And I think it's a nice little addition to the area. It works really well. Now underneath I did add some coral and some sea pickles just to kind of light everything up a little bit. And then I had some of the leaves kind of drooping down like vines. And some of them entering into the water. So now that we're done in this area for now, let's head on over and start working on that other bridge. Alright, here we are on the beach right on the other side of the shopping district, and this is right on the other side of that cave, and that's where we enter into the Hobbit area and the path to Hobbit HQ. Now for this one we're going to have to span a little bit longer of an area than we did over at the base, and that gives us a little bit more flexibility, and that way we can play with the design a little bit more and, you know, add a little bit more detail. Now this bridge is going to share some characteristics of the other bridge, and I did that on purpose. I mean, this is a signature design of mine for this episode of Whimsy. You know, I'm building the bridges. Now once this bridge is done, not only will it connect us to the shopping district, but it'll also connect the Hobbit area to everyone else on the server. Except for Mage over there. We still got to get a path to Mage, but other than that, we'll be connected to pretty much everybody on the server. So for us to continue moving forward, well, we're going to have to bridge a path. So let's hop into one more time lapse and finish this one up so we can get on to our next project. Well, there we have it. The bridge is done, and we are now connected to spawn. Now, as I was saying earlier, this bridge does take a little bit of inspiration from the other bridge, and mainly with the way that I've done these fence posts. Did similar to the same thing in the other bridge, and then also kind of a little bit of the roof pattern, but I did do a different roof pattern on this one, but it's very similar. But because this bridge was a lot longer, we were able to get that nice arch as you go across. Now, as for the path coming out on this side here, I have not decided exactly what I want to do. I do want to change this up, and I am going to start working in here, trying to do a little bit of decorations, maybe some flower beds and stuff like that. But again, that is definitely a project for another Alice on another day, because we have too much to do. But we definitely have one more project that we have to go take a look at, and that's where we're going to put the leather shop. Now, I have already picked out the spot for it, and I already have the materials gathered because, well, that's the best way to do it, right? With any of these larger builds, I always try to be well prepared and bring more than enough materials, because normally you always end up running out. And I don't want to run out mid-build. That's why you see me dropping these shulkers everywhere whenever I'm getting ready to do a project. This is just everything that I need to build that project. Gather once, build once. That's how I like to do things. Now right here on the other side of the river is where we're going to be putting our next shop. And this is kind of expanding the shop on this way. And we're kind of moving off of that island now and actually pushing the shop further into the forest, which is exciting. That means Whimsy is growing. And the economy, well, it's booming as long as I keep spending $1 million to build all these things. So the first thing I need to do is go ahead and lay this out. Maybe take a couple trees out because I think a couple of them are going to be in the way. And I'll go ahead and figure out which direction I want this shop facing, and well, then we'll go ahead and build it. And that means more diamonds in our pocket. Well, it looks like this shop might actually make us some money. I haven't even built the shop yet, and now I've got to do a special order real quick. Apparently, it seems like Ailey is in need of some leather, and well, we're just going to help her out. We're going to drop this stuff off at her house, and then she can pay us later when she gets online. Now the price of this leather is going to be 3 diamonds per stack of 32, so we are going to make a nice little profit. So let's fly on over and make this special delivery. Alright, here we are, and that's one delivery done. I've left it right here by our door, so I'm sure she's gonna see it. And also, it doesn't matter where we go on the server, it always feels like YMG's watching us. Must be in my head. Holy cow, that's a big cow. Alright, the leather shop itself is done, but now we have to work on the surrounding area. But before we do that, let me show you pretty much the leather shop. Now all of this here, it's going to be a wheat field, but I have put the shop in the inside. So we just go up right here, little elevator, and here we are. We are inside the shop, and I really like how this turned out. I've been really happy with my builds this season. So we're going to head on up, and up here is the altar, where you can purchase all of your leather for 3 diamonds for a stack of 32. I felt like that was a fair price. I mean, it is a lot of work to get all this leather. I've also included an ender chest because all shops should have an ender chest, right? Now I've added the paintings, the tables, and everything along the walls to draw focus to the very front as soon as you come up, and that's because, well, that way you know you're being watched while you make your purchase. I mean, you gotta have good security, right? Now to exit the shop, all you do is just drop down here, nice and safe with the powdered snow, and out we go. Now again, I do have to work on this pathway a little bit, and I need to do the wheat field. So I guess the only thing is, I guess I gotta start that now. But don't worry, we have our gardening essentials. An enchanted netherite hoe. Efficiency, unbreaking, mending, and netherite. This should get the job done, right? Well, everyone, that's going to bring us to the end of this episode. I've had so much fun just designing all these projects, and here on Whimsy, it's just been such a blast, and I can't wait to get started on the next episode because, well, we've got some really exciting things going on then too. But for now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to head to bed because I'm tired. This has been a lot of building. Now, I hope you've been enjoying everything that we've been doing here on Whimsy, and, you know, if you do, maybe hit that like, share, follow. It really helps out a lot. Also, if you want, there's a description down below that has our Discord for all the Whimsy fun where you can meet me and all the other Whimsies. And, well, we've had a few new people join, and welcome to all of you. Glad to see you here. So until the next one, everyone, I'll see y'all later. Bye! Oh wow, that's really weird. It must be a shader glitch. And that's a problem for another Alice.